Hey guys, what's up? Angren with another Path of Exile 2 build guide, and today I want to give you a little update to my Spark sorceress Stormweaver. I appreciate the feedback also that I mumbled too much, but first of all, Spark is really great in your clear, and with the nice combination of your Flame Wall, you can make your sparks do ignite damage and fire damage. So Mind Over Meta is still our goal to get, but only in the end game because we don't have that many mana regeneration and mana nodes in the early game. The setup needs some skills with every pack. So first of all, we're gonna cast Flame Wall. Then we're gonna cast our conductivity, and then we can just smash our multi-target sound. It should be enough. If you're still having some struggles, take Orb of Storms. But for your bosses, it is extremely important when you are playing with Arc. Go for Flame Wall, for the Ignite, for the plus damage, then your Conductivity, then your Orb of Storms, and then constantly cast Arc and also dodge every time they do damage. Once we get into the cast and shock area and also the Comet area, this build will feel really great and this build will accelerate a lot. So before we jump into the skills, we should also get your Ascendency because it is really simple. I got the strike twice as my first notes. I could also gone for Constant Gale, for Constant Arcane Surge. I will still try this out, and it is also extremely simple. You have to only go to Trader's Passage, you've killed a Balbala encounter, and after that go for the Trial of Sekemas. It should be really easy. You will get this around level 22, so then you're good to go with your Stormweaver. And also the chiming stuff is really nice because it will give you a Sigil of Power, and Sigil of Power will give us an additional spell damage increase after we use a certain amount of mana. So it is also really good. Before we jump into the skill tree and the gear, please leave a like and a sub, would boost my channel tremendously. And also please write down your feedback in the comments down below and also on the forum. It will help me great with that. Also, if I still mumble a bit or if I still have some critics on the build, I'm constantly trying to adopt an enhanced build. So let's talk about our gem setup, and then also our gear and also our passive skill tree. So I kind of finished my char planner, and although I'm still on the campaign because, well, I had really many things to do in my real life. I had a busy week on my work and also my young family. But yeah, I'm making some progress and I should get to the maps on the end of the weekend. So many of you also liked my build on pathofexile.com on the thread. You can also check this out. I will post in the description. But I will also talk about the leveling of your passive tree, the gear, and also your gems. You can take this and take this from the leveling up until to the end game, and I will explain some things. So first of all, let's gonna start with our game. So I will show you my current in-game setup because, as I said, I'm only level 40 right now, and then I will show you my setup from my mobility char planner. And also some people also wrote on the forum that they even cleared T30 maps with it, so it should be really good. First of all, as I said, we have things like problems with our mana tempest. This is kind of solved, and I would also advise you to play with your arc on your campaign because Bug will get really good when you're clearing maps because you have really large amounts of packs in your maps. But for the campaign, oftentimes there are mostly going to be packs of like 3 or 4 really heavy hitting enemies, and so we're going to use Arc with Arcane Tempo, Conduction for more chance to shock, and also Unleash, so we're going to cast even more. And we still have Cast and Shock, and for the campaign right now we're going to have Arc and Control Destruction because I'm not 41 yet. When I'm thinking level 41, I will also get my Comet because Comet is still good for your bossing setup. So, and this was the part where my build really lacked the single target damage, and this is now even better. It got even a buff with this patch, but we're gonna have now our Cast and Shock Comet for our bossing setup. So before you have Comet, take Cast and Shock, Arc, and Control Destruction. It is fine, and you're gonna cast this with Arc, Arcane Tempo, Conduction, and Unleash. So you should also get Orb of Storms with Chain, and then also get your Conductivity with Heightened Curse and Persistence for more skill effect duration, and also Mana Tempest for the big damage boost when we are killing the bosses. So now I want to show you the endgame setup of our skills. So we have kinda a single target and a multi-target setup because for bosses we're still gonna cast Arc and we're gonna trigger Cast and Shock Comet with our Arc. For the multi-target, it's still Spark for the map clearing boss tag with Spark and Pierce, Arcane Tempo, Acceleration, Wild Shots, and also Persistence. You can also take them in that order, or you get your links. Then we're gonna cast our Cast and Shock with Comet Spell Echo, so it will get cast many times. Then also Impetus, so we're gonna cast it faster. Concentrated effect, so it will do more damage. And for the last part, I have the Inevitable Critical right now, so we're gonna at least get a high chance of a crit. Maybe I will also switch this out when I'm playing it, because yeah, as I said, I need to get to the end game. For the multi-target Spark, for the single target take Spark with Unleash, Control Destruction, Lightning Mastery, and also Conductions with an increased chance to shock, so we have an increased chance to trigger our Comet. And for the last socket, I will still figure this out, what we're gonna need. So also, we're gonna have the Archmage. I will also come to your spirit problems later, how you can resolve your spirit problems and how you can activate all of them. We're also gonna have Archmage. It is a really great damage boost. It will basically scale our max mana and we will do crazy amounts of damage, so this is really important. And so then we're gonna have Voltaic Mark that we can cast on our enemy, so we're gonna do even more lightning damage. And then we're gonna have Mana Remnants and also Clarity, so we're gonna have more increased mana regeneration rate. And we also have a chance to generate Mana Remnants that will restore our mana after we shocked enemies. So then, as I said previously, Mana Tempest with Inspiration, so our potted skills have 40% less cost. Also Premeditation, so our skills gonna deal 15% more damage. And Murderous Intent, so our potted skills have Telling Strike. Then Orb of Storm combined with Lightning Exposure, then Strip Away, so it will boost even more of our Lightning Exposure. Then Font of Mana, so we have a chance to basically regenerate our mana. And also Magnified Effect, Connectivity, also as I said, with Hex Bloom, also Hidden Curse from an increased effect, and Focus Curse, so our curse will erupt and they will cast them more quickly. Then also Flame Wall with Fortress and Spell Cascade, so we gonna ignite our enemies with our Spark. Maybe we don't even need that. I will test this in the end game. You can also write some opinions in the comments down below. And then also Enfeeble with Focus Curse, so our enemies gonna do less damage. And as I said, Arc with Unleash, Control Destruction, Lightning Mastery, and Conduction. So this for Gem skill setup. Before I'm gonna talk about the gear, I will explain to you how we're gonna resolve our spirit issues. So we're gonna need 200 spirit. Because we have Archmage with 100 reservation, we have Mana Remnants and Clarity for 40 reservation, and we also have our Cast and Shock for 60 reservation, so we need a total of 200 reservations. So we're gonna get 100 reservation from our campaign. So we need a total of 100 additional reservations. But how do we get this? We're gonna get reservation normally through our chest and our amulet and also through a scepter, but we won't gonna use that. So try to get the spirit as your implicit stat, because chest can also have spirit as an implicit stat, and also get an affix with spirit. The best one would be up to 60 and a spirit, and the rest spirit cost you're gonna cover with your skill tree, because you can find jewels with increased spirit like 10 to 11 spirit per jewel, and we're gonna have a total 1 jewel socket, 2 jewel socket, 3 jewel socket, 4 jewel socket. So we have around 4 jewel sockets, so we can get another 40 spirit from our jewel socket. So try to socket that in your jewels. And also, if you still don't have enough spirit, go for a rare amulet with some spirit before you get the everlasting gaze, but it should be enough. So I will show you the ways we're gonna get our mana. So first of all, through our spell gems, we're gonna have Mana Remnants as our reservation skill, where we're gonna cast remnants that restore our mana after we shocked an enemy. We also get Clarity from an increased mana regeneration rate. For our gear, we have multiple gear pieces with maximum mana, with also some mana regeneration rate, like a unique amulet that is still really expensive, but still it will give us more maximum mana, which is really important because we need huge chunks of maximum mana. We also have a belt with damage taken recouped as mana. What does recouped as mana mean? That all damage you take, you get the portion recouped as mana, so 50% of the damage you take, you get back as mana with the other 20% on your passive tree, you're gonna get up to 70% of your mana recoup. So this is really strong. So I will also advise you to get this. And for your last part, you're gonna get all of your mana regeneration nodes on your passive tree to get your mana boosted. Like here, Arcane Blossom, mana recovery rate, and also Ether Flow. So just get all of them in, then you should be also good to go. If you have still questions regarding the mana problems and how to get more mana, ask your questions in the comments down below. So now let's talk about our gear. So we have 4 units, and one is kinda mandatory, but it is also really cheap. The Whisper of the Brotherhood. So the Whisper of the Brotherhood is really nice because it will convert 100% of our cold damage to our lightning damage, and because our Comet is cold damage, it is now a lightning damage, and it will get all the benefits from our Archmage, from our Mana Tempest, from our Guildry, from our Orb of Storms. So this will really buffs Comet even more. The cool part, Whisper of the Brotherhood is even really cheap on PoE2trade.com. 100% get this ring when you have Cast and Shock Comet for 1 Exalt Orb. It is really bargain. And for the other units, we have the Midnight Braid. So Midnight Braid will give us 50% of our damage taken recouped as mana. So after we taken damage, we're gonna get 50% of that back as mana. And when we are gonna play with our Mind Over Meta, where we're gonna get our mana damage before our life or our energy shield, this will get us 50% of our mana back. So this is also nice. You can still go for a rare one with some nice stats, but it is pretty good also with maximum mana and some elemental resistance. And also for the next one, the Dream Fragments, this is really good because it will give you up to 20% increase maximum mana, increase mana regeneration rate, and you cannot be chilled or frozen. But the problem right now, this is a really expensive one. So right now, Dream Fragments is listed for a Mirror of Calandra at least. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this. Maybe I will also switch this out for a more cheaper variant. And also the Midnight Braid is also really cheap. We'll get this for 5 Exalted Orb. And then we also have the Everlasting Gaze. So the cool part is for Everlasting Gaze, we're gonna get maximum mana, we're gonna get increased mana regeneration rate, we're gonna get increased mana regeneration rate, and we also get up to 30% of our maximum mana as our extra maximum energy shield. And because we're gonna stack our energy shield, and we're gonna plan to take the eye where we will only have 1 life but are immune to chaos damage, we're gonna get so much energy shield from it. It is really good. So the Everlasting Gaze is also really expensive right now. I will also do an alternative one, and I will also put this into the char planner. And for the rest of the part, it is mainly rare items. So as I said, the chest is really important that you will get spirit, at least SOR fixes. It is like a must-have to have it. SOR fixes. And with your implicit, it would be really nice. For the other part, get maximum energy shield and get rares and get max mana. So you can switch some things around. So the most important part is first cap your resistance. Then always get maximum mana on your gear. Then get as much dex and strength as you need for your skill gems. And then also get some intelligence and also maximum energy shield, increase energy shield nodes, and these are the priority for your normal affixes. So maximum mana always first, then your max of your elo resistance, and then you get just strength, dex, some int nodes, and also your energy shield. And for your weapon, we're gonna have a one with level of all lightning spell skills. Normally I wanted to get the set 2 for my Cast and Shock Comet, but well, that doesn't work. So I will switch this from lightning spell skills to normal spell skills. It will still have 1 rank lower, but it is still good. You're also gonna get maximum mana, increased spell damage, and also max mana and spell damage as a hybrid node, and increased lightning damage, intelligence, and increased cast speed. So the same one goes for our focus. So we also get maximum mana, hybrid mode of increased energy shield and max mana, increased energy shield, increased cast speed, intelligence, and level of all spell skills. And for your tiara, also get mana and your energy shield nodes. Just follow my char planner, it should also work. For the gloves and the boots are the same. Try to get your Whisper of the Brotherhood early on, the Midnight Braid also. And for these two, I will also think about an alternative that is a kind of bit cheaper. Now we're going to talk about our skill tree. So I also put down a leveling part for the people that started with this build. I also listed which setups you're gonna go for your leveling, so Spark, PS, Arc, and Temper, and such things. So it's really good with that. You should get pretty good through the campaign. And I also made order which Ascendency nodes you should get first, and also for your tree which of your major nodes you should get first. I want to take them the exact route. As I said here, it's just for you and kind of guidance if you don't know when you need to take which node. And for our Ascendancy, so we're gonna take our Strike Twice first with our first Ascendancy, so we're gonna have more increase to Shock. After that, we're gonna take the Constant Gale, so we're gonna have Constant Arcane Surge. After that, we're gonna take Force of Will, so we're gonna have increase effect of Arcane Surge on us per 15 maximum mana, so it is really good for mana regenerate and also for our cast speed, because Arcane Surge will increase our mana regenerate and also our cast speed. And for the last 2 points, right now I have Shape of Storms in it, but only for Comet. Maybe I will also switch this to Scoring Winds, so we have even more lower resistance. It's also maybe cool to get Tempest Caller, but yeah, I don't know. I will just look what it is the best. So we're also gonna talk about the weapon set. It works kind of different than I thought. I will also change this skill tree again. We're gonna start with our maximum energy shield node, and we're gonna get pure energy from a maximum energy shield. We're also gonna get mana blessing and dampening shield for even more energy shield. And normally I would get the potent incantation for our cast and shock skill, but that doesn't work. So as I said, I will also overhaul it a bit. And then we're gonna get Arcane Blossom. The lightning rest cannot go beyond 0%. So then go to the north route and take your refocus for more energy shield, recharge rate, and also get your Whispers of the Doom. So we're gonna have a second curse, also get your power conduction, as also your pure power for more increased lightning damage per 10 intelligence, and also for more shock duration and magnitude, and also get arcane intensity for more increased spell damage per 100 maximum mana and some max mana nodes, and also get here with potent barrier some maximum energy shield node. And also turn the clock forward for more increased projectile speeds for spell skills. This is important for Spark, so you need this only for the end game. And then also invocated efficiency, so our triggered spells does increase damage and also energize, so we have a chance our trigger skills to refund half of our energy. And then we're gonna get Endless Circle. We're gonna have a chance to reapply our shock and also Wildstorm for our maximum lightning damage. As I said, this is not the order that you should take as your passive skill tree. These nodes are kinda one of the last one, because we also want to get our Might over Matter now with some heavy buffer to our increased maximum energy shield and also adverse growth. So we're gonna have 20% damage recouped as mana, and we're also gonna get Might over Matter. We take our mana before our life or energy shield. So keep in mind, only take Might over Matter if you have enough mana even with Archmage. So if you're already running out of mana with Archmage, don't take this because it will kind of break your build. Only take this if you're good to go. You maybe need a lot of maximum mana and also a lot of mana rack to go for Might over Matter. And then you're also gonna go for Touch the Arcane because it will increase the effect of our Arcane Surge, and also we're gonna get some calibration. So the key takeaway of our passive tree is just get maximum mana nodes, lightning spell nodes, Arcane Surge nodes, energy shield nodes. So now I wanna quickly clarify the weapon set confusion. I thought that you can kinda second weapon set when you're gonna cast and shock, arc, or your meteor. We can take the second node, but if we're gonna take the second weapon, that our cast and shock will get deactivated, so we cannot use our cast and shock with our second weapon set. So this is really unfortunate. Maybe I will get some other ways to use the second weapon set, but yeah, I will also switch the skill tree back up again. So right now it is not something we're gonna invest into. I will make another video of this. I also want to talk with you about the mana topic, because we're gonna need a lot of mana, because our Archmage and our Mana Tempest will drain huge amounts of mana of us, and then also our Might over Matter drains another portion of our mana because it will soak our damage up. I hope I could show you a really cool build that many of you guys really liked, and I wanted to make a video. I couldn't make the plan, and also many people respond that the build is working really good in the end game. So if you still have some questions, please ask them in the comments down below. And also, if you like this video, please leave a like and a sub, would boost my channel tremendously. And until the next video, bye.